Greetings from Goblin Valley, Nissedal, Norway. I'm here so you don't have to be. I promised you the last time I would do no more DIY stuff and homemade mods. But I also told you that this 12.6 volt Squonker was a prototype, and I expected some problems during the days after, and problems arose and I had to deal with them, and one problem in particular was very dangerous, and when I make my mods I don't use screws and I don't use soldering, and I had to make an exception this time, and I will show you what I mean by that. But it's very, very important if you try to make these. So let's just go to the close-up and have a look. Now, as you can see, no, you probably can't see that, but I made it 1.5 millimeter narrower. So it's now at 29 millimeters wide, I think. And that, of course, offset the button somewhat. I also cut out this part. And I have made a much bigger window. So you can reach around with your fingers, like so. And that's very practical. The most important change I did this time on the inside was, you see this little screw, this part that connects the battery from that clamp to this one. Glue will not hold this part firmly in place. So it came loose, and then it might have shortened the whole thing. So I decided to put in a screw through this metal part to make it secure. The gluing on the rest of the clamps is holding out greatly. I also fixed this part because I had to cut out that area. So I took the trigger and cut out this part with the saw. These things might look like small things, but I think they are very important. Another thing I plan to improve when I start the little production run I'm planning on making 10 of these is to get 2 millimeter more space this way. Because as it is now, I cannot take the bottle out without removing also the batteries. And that has to be fixed. But now I have all the measurements and I can make all the parts and put them together, and I can make a little bit more room for the parts this time. The key element to this project is, of course, the flat wire coil. So watch my tutorial on that if you haven't already done it, because there is absolutely no battery life to talk about if you use a Clapton on this Squonker. You will have to use the flat wire coil. This is now 28 gauge cancel, and the diameter of the coil is 6 millimeters. Yes, that is correct. I used a 6 millimeter drill bit to make the coil. I have told you that 28 gauge cancel hammered flat will warp when you glow it. And this also did, so I had to spend a lot of extra time to adjust each individual wrap to make it not totally ugly. And now it just is just awesome. I'll give you a short demonstration. I have to blow on it, or else if not the cotton may start to burn. What I think worries people the most with the 18350 batteries is of course the capacity. I cannot give you a measurement on how long I can vape and stuff like that, but I go through 2 tanks like this for every time I have to charge the batteries, and charging these batteries is done in, I mean, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So and a spare set in a pocket takes no room whatsoever. The other thing is of course a size comparison. This smokestack mods 12.6 volt mech mod MOSFET is almost twice as big, and it weighs considerably more. This is your standard 1590B Hammond box. 1590B Hammond box. And this is for desktops, tabletops. This one has already been with me in my car, and I have nothing but good to say about it. It's a fantastic little mod. Flavor-wise, the RDA is of course smaller, so the vapor is densely packed, not hot, and it's like being hit in the mouth and lungs by a 2-ton feather pillow. Flavor-wise, it's just phenomenal. I wouldn't say it's better than this one, or well, I could argue that it is better, but it's different, right? So the same amount of clouds, but the flavor notes are a bit on the more middle notes, and this has more higher notes because it's just blended and cooled down more with the air. So yeah, it's nothing to wait for. Just build your own from the materials you have, and stay safe. Yeah.